I have waited a long time for this moment, my little green friend. I mean, my YouTube friends. Anyway, we got huge news about Star Wars Battlefront Bespin. The expansion pack is going to be releasing for Season Pass holders June 21st, 2 weeks earlier than those without the Season Pass. But that's not all the news we have. We're going to be talking about the new heroes Lando Calrissian and Denger, what their weapons are, what their abilities could be. We're going to be breaking down the key art that's released for Star Wars Bespin, and we're going to be breaking down the new Fighter Squadron game mode along with the new fighter that's going to be playable inside of that game mode. We've also got details on maps for Star Wars Battlefront Bespin, but before we talk about any of that stuff, we're talking about the new guns. The new weapons for Bespin include the X8 Night Sniper Blaster Pistol and the EE-4 Blaster. We have no information on the EE-4 Blaster. I'm pretty sure they made it for Battlefront. It just doesn't exist. If it's anything like its sister blaster, the EE-3, which is famous for being used by the legendary bounty hunter Boba Fett, the EE-4 may be a carbine or a burst fire. We'll see. The X8 Night Sniper Blaster Pistol, however, is very interesting. Something cool about it is the X8 Night Sniper is actually in Star Wars Rebels, which is a TV show, kind of like the Clone Wars, except it's set around the time of the original trilogy, and Lando Calrissian actually uses that X8 Night Sniper Blaster Pistol in the TV show, so we can pretty much wager that he is going to be using it as a hero inside of Star Wars Battlefront Bespin. The X8 is a blaster pistol that's manufactured by Blast Tech Industries, which manufactures most of the blasters in the Star Wars universe, including the DL-44. Like the DL-44, the X8 Night Sniper Blaster is actually favored among smugglers, which again leads me to believe it might be Lando's gun. Also, looks like we're also going to get a scope with this gun since it's featured in the show. Also, I think this is going to be a stealth weapon. Canonically, this blaster pistol has a silent mode operation. I don't know what that means for Star Wars Battlefront. Maybe this blaster pistol is going to feature slightly lower damage, and as a result, you're not going to pull up on enemy scanners when you fire. Maybe it's actually going to be silent in the game. Hell, maybe even the blaster bolts are going to be less obvious. A little smaller, a little thinner, a little faster. Who knows? Regardless, it's a very exciting prospect. I was actually a big fan of Star Wars Battlefront not including classes. I don't like being limited by classes. I like being able to make my own classes via star cards and various weapons, so it looks like this actually may be a perfect fit with the Scout trait card. Moving on to heroes, Lando and Denger both feature new traits that will give them unique gameplay abilities, which I hope means we're not going to get any slightly recycled traits from former heroes in Lando and Denger. Denger is a villain that thrives on being in a fight. He's a mercenary, he's kind of like Boba Fett, bit of a bounty hunter. He wields a DLT-19, which is a heavy blaster rifle. It's in the vanilla version of Star Wars Battlefront, so I'm sure all of you have already played it. This makes Denger the first hero with a heavy blaster so far. Lando, we don't have as many details on Lando. It says Lando is very skilled with the blaster, most likely the X8 Night Sniper, but his greatest talent comes from knowing the odds and using tricks against his enemies. What does that mean? He can't use Jedi mind tricks, obviously he's not force sensitive, or he doesn't have midichlorians, depending which you believe in. So what could it be? I'm gonna guess it's gonna be along the lines of gadgets like flashbangs or smoke grenades. Maybe even something that scrambles or creates fake blips on enemy scanners. That could be, you know what would be hilarious? Oh, if he could overload the enemy's blaster rifles, that would be great. All in all, Lando seems like he's going to be a very technical hero, and I love it. Reminds me of Nine Nub. I didn't expect to enjoy him, but I actually really do. I like how technical he is with his gadgets. The maps for Star Wars Battlefront Bespin include the Administrator's Palace, Bioniip Laboratories, and the Carbon Freezing Chambers, of course. I really hope that they give Luke his Empire Strikes Back uniform so we can have those awesome Vader-Luke scenes. Now, I'm not positive, but it seems like most of these are interior environments, which I'm a little disappointed by, if that is true. I was hoping for a lot of exterior fights, a lot of urban warfare through the streets of Cloud City. Now, what I was really hoping for, as impossible as this is, was some sort of a massive Imperial AT-AT carrier to drop a few AT-ATs on the streets of Cloud City. one of the big platforms, you know? And as the AT-ATs are marching down the streets, dusk is falling. The entire city is bathed in a gorgeous, orangish golden hue as rain pours down on the AT-ATs, and as night falls, the lights on the head of the AT-ATs turn on and just drench the area in a blinding light, and it's just all-out urban warfare between the Rebellion, the Cloud City Guard, and the Empire. Now, this would have cost a lot to make in terms of resources. It wouldn't be easy to design a level like this, and it would take a lot of new resources that they haven't built. I don't know, I guess it's too expensive to make, but it would still be really badass. And of course, AT-ATs with headlights. That's actually canon, by the way. It was in an episode of Star Wars Rebels. I couldn't find an image of it, otherwise I would post it right here, but it is in the show. Anyway, it looks like of the 3 maps that we currently know about, the Administrator's Palace may be a fighter squadron map. It could take place around the Administrator's Palace because it is a massive building. It's 56 stories high and is located in the center of the upper plaza of Cloud City, and that is the home of the Baron Administrator, which is currently, at the time of the expansion pack, Lando Calrissian. Now, the reason I think that they're referencing this to be a fighter squadron map is because they say, "Take to the skies in the new Cloud Car vehicle and journey through Cloud City and the Administrator's Palace." I don't know. Could be. Could be. Which brings us to the key art of Star Wars Battlefront Bespin. We've got Cloud Cars, we've got Cloud City on fire. And of course, the Millennium Falcon and the Slave One. Okay, so Cloud Car. Cloud Car's role is kind of like a patrol car, a police car. It is outfitted for combat because it's meant to be a peacekeeping and protection vehicle for Cloud City. Before you get your hopes up thinking this is going to be a vehicle that needs 2 players to fly, that's probably almost certainly not going to happen. We've got plenty of vehicles in the Star Wars universe that are in Star Wars Battlefront that require more than 1 pilot, that don't require more than 1 pilot in the Airspeeder. Airspeeder does not require more than 1 pilot in the game, even though in the movie, you need 2 people to fly that thing. So, what could the Fighter Squadron game mode be? Well, it's going to be larger than the previous one. We know that. It's not going to be 10 versus 10. It's going to be greater than that. We don't know how much greater. It could be 21 versus 21. That's my hope. That's my guess. But it could be 15 versus 15, or hell, even 11 versus 11, although that would be silly, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to pull that. The current Fighter Squadron game mode that we have is centered around attacking either side's shuttle. For instance, the Lambda-class Imperial transport shuttle is ferrying war requisitions across the battlefield, and the Rebels try to take it down. Also, vice versa, the Imperials try to take the Rebellion transport down, etc., etc. I have a feeling that the Bespin DLC's Fighter Squadron game mode is not going to be as symmetrical. In fact, I think it's going to be like Extraction, where you have TIE bombers as the new vehicle for the Empire. I mean, the Rebellion has a new vehicle, they have the Cloud City Cloud Car. Why shouldn't the Imperial side have a new vehicle? I have a feeling it's going to be the TIE Bomber, and it's going to center around the destruction or assault on Cloud City by the Empire, and Cloud City, with the Rebellion's help, is trying to stop that. We'll see. I mean, Cloud City is on fire. It's looking like it's being attacked, at least in the key art that we've got, but whether it is or not remains to be seen. It could also center around the escape of the Millennium Falcon, or maybe the escape of the Slave One, or both. The Slave One and the Millennium Falcon were evacuating Cloud City at the end of The Empire Strikes Back. I mean, the Millennium Falcon didn't exactly come to Cloud City guns blazing. In any case, if you guys have any theories about what you think the new Bespin DLC will hold for us, or what the new Imperial vehicle might be, let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like or subscribe for more Star Wars Battlefront content. We do tons of live streams. Whenever there's news about Star Wars Battlefront or a patch or something like that, you can expect a video about it here. Anyway, until next time guys, game massively. And may the Force be with you, always.